to another edition of Ask Terri. So, this is our time together to ask all those financial questions. And how are you going to ask those questions? You're going to send me an email at askterry.tde@gmail.com or any of the social media handles below at the Dallas Examiner. Send me your questions, send it in a video because you can't grow if you don't know. And you won't know if you don't ask Terri. So send in the questions so that we can elevate together. Now, this is a part two response from last month because we talked about different strategies for car buying. And then there was another question that is a continuation. So let's hear what is this month's question?
Hey Terry, this month's question is, now that we've talked about strategies to manage your vehicle payments, are there other ways we can save money?
That is a great question. There are ways that we can save money. First, I'm going to do a quick recap of the strategies we talked about last month for the car buying strategies. So, the first thing we talked about was budgeting. So, definitely make sure before you sign on the line that you know that the payment that you're going to have, you can afford and that it fits into your budget. Also, auto pay. You want to make sure that you're making your payments and you just have them set up to automatically pull from your account, or you set them up to automatically send to the lender every month. We also talked about biweekly payments. So check with the lender. If you make those extra payments, that will help you pay your car off faster. We also talked about the benefits of short term versus long term agreements. And so with the shorter term agreement, you're going to have a larger monthly payment, but you're going to save more overall. When you have a longer term, you're going to have a lower monthly payment, but you'll pay more over the life of the loan. So just determine what makes sense for you. We also talked about shopping around for insurance because you definitely want to make sure you get the best rate and the most affordable, but sometimes the cheapest is not the best. So just make sure you compare all the apples to apples and determine what is going to work for you. We talked about fuel efficient driving, setting that cruise control. So when you set that, that helps you to save money on gas because you're not going to the gas station as much. So think about using your cruise control. Also, maintaining your car because if you keep it maintained, that means what? You're going to spend less in making those repairs. So keep your oil change, rotate your tires, all the basic things so that it doesn't lead to problems later. Let's talk about the savings. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that I've done. We'll call it a Terry tip. It's not, I don't know if it's out there. Other people may or may not have done it, but I found it to be useful. And that is for me, and I would recommend for anybody, 6 months to 12 months before you're ready to go buy a car, determine what you want your monthly payments to be. For me, the last two times I've purchased cars, what I've done is that, hey, I want my car payment to be $450. So every month, I'm putting that $450 in my savings account. What does that do? It helps me to train myself to make sure I can afford that 450 every month. I get used to not having 450 extra dollars because that's going to my car payment. But then guess what? I'm saving 450 a month. So that's the money that I use for my down payment for the new purchase. So it's a win-win-win. That's the first thing. That's my Terry tip. That's a freebie. Give me credit if you use it. Let me know how you like it. Then the other things that I would do is say your budget. You want to make sure that you are setting up your budget, like I said before, and we've already determined, but create a simple budget. You want to track your income and your expenses. You want to make sure that you use some of the Chase tools. You can go to chase.com financial goals and they have budgets there that you can use. They're absolutely free for everyone. So you can't say, oh, I don't have a Chase account. It's free. Go get it. Use them tools. So set up your budget. And then you want to also look at paying yourself first because you are a bill. So you have done your budget. You have determined, hey, I have X amount each month. Put that in your savings and pay yourself first. So, matter of fact, when you get paid, put that money in your savings. Have it set up on auto. Obviously, there's a trend here, right? I keep saying auto because it works. Pay yourself first. You don't think about it, and it's already done. So set it up on automatic, and then think about when you're making your budget and you look at all the things that you're purchasing. Are those wants or are those needs? Can you make some changes? You also want to look at your small, frequent expenses. Think subscriptions, think your, cell phone bills, your house bill. I don't know. Just think about all your bills. You can always reach out to whoever you're making payments to and ask for the retention department. See if they have some specials, some ways that you can save some money. And then again, look at those subscriptions. Are you paying are you paying two Netflix accounts? Are you paying, multiple things? Take a look at that and make those evaluations. Try to avoid high interest debt. Try to pay that stuff off first. And then you can do that while you're savings, right? There's no rule or law that says you can't save and pay it down debt. So they can happen simultaneously. So do it. And it may be $5, $10 a month, but you know what? That's chopping down that extra bill every month so that you're getting closer to being able to save more. Build an emergency fund because you're paying yourself first. Your emergency fund should be, if you're single, they say 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. If you're married with kids, 6 to 9 months worth of expenses. And then you want to shop smart. So look for coupon codes if you're doing digital stuff, because you want to make sure you get the best bang for your buck. And think about, when should I make these purchases? Is it during a sale? Plan out. If you know you've got a large purchase you're going to be making, think through, okay, when can I get this at the best price? So those are the biggest things, but you also want to set goals. So the emergency savings should be your first goal. And then you should have a goal for, do you want to go traveling? Do you want to make a new purchase? Do you want, what are the goals that you're doing? And then figure out how much is that going to cost and break it down. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So as you have your goals, and you can have multiple, you'll say, you know what, now we've got our car, check. Now we want to save for our vacation, and we know it's going to be $1,000. So we're going to save, you know, I don't know, $100 a month for the next 12 months or next 10 months, whatever, so that you break it down and you know what your goal is and it's clear, crystal. All right, guys, that wraps it up for me for this month for this question. But you know what? I do not have any questions for August. So that means I'm going to need y'all to ask Terri some of these questions, because you can't grow if you don't know. And you won't know if you don't ask Terri. So you can, again, send me an email at askterri.tde@gmail.com. You can send a video or email to all of the social media handles below for the Dallas Examiner. You can go to chase.com/financial goals to get some of these resources that I've talked about. Some of the tools, they're absolutely free for any and everybody, and we want to elevate together. So send me those questions, and we'll be talking next month. Bye, guys.